Dun, 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 dun. Yes, we are live on Facebook. Hello, how's everybody doing today? Happy
Hello.
Monday.
Hello.
Hi, Terry. Hello, Sarah from Tampa. And Terry is from Claremont, Florida, like I
Hello.
do.
Hello.
What a weekend, huh? Everybody have
Yeah.
a good weekend?
Yes. Yes.
That's
Busy,
good.
but it's very good.
Yeah, and it just keep on busy. And here we are, July, third week. And I want to say that we have 2 out of 4 of this month is belong to DeBusk.
I know.
DeBusk.
Let me tell you, you should have done me first and saved the best for last.
Oh,
Because you'll be
I'm
highly
sorry,
disappointed
but
compared to her.
I don't want to say it, but yours like maybe an afterthought. Oh, so, no.
She's much better looking than I am,
Oh, she's definitely not gonna have the park. But I figure, well, thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you for jumping on the last minute train because we had a little trouble. I thought I'm gonna fit you where somewhere in September, but thank you for taking the time and jumping on us and rescue us for being our
Yeah.
guest today.
Well, it's my pleasure. Like I told you last time I saw you, you're my favorite Lee. So,
Oh
I
gosh, so
mean,
you're my favorite Terry too.
all
Well,
you had to do is ask.
but anyway, July, we are talking about confidence. And I think, I'm not sure about you, Terry and Sarah. Confidence is something that it took me a long time to get to where I'm not there yet, but at least I'm moving. I'm not stuck in the past. Confidence is not something that is easy to achieve. And this month, we're going to talk about confidence. Is everybody else born with confidence within them? I think we are born with confidence when we were little, but we're going to dive into that before Sarah is going to say, Lee, let me
Stop.
do that. So here we go. I'm going to have Sarah to have a little video clip and to introduce who we are and why we're here and what's the purpose of this podcast.
Okay, here it comes.
From Surviving to Thriving is a Facebook Live podcast hosted by two former refugees, Sarah Im and Lee Tran. Moving from surviving to thriving was an essential skill set they learned as refugees. They are passionate about using those skills to benefit others. Host Sarah Im, originally from Cambodia, is the author of How I Survived the Killing Fields. Host Lee Tran was only a little girl when American forces left Vietnam, putting her family's life at risk. Her father built a boat to help families escape. Her terrifying story of survival on the seas is called I Did Not Miss the Boat. After a rocky start in life and years of obstacles to overcome as refugees in a new country, both women learned what it takes to go from surviving to thriving. As authors and keynote speakers now, they created this podcast so their stories can benefit others. The podcast also supports their passion project, Refugee Film School. From Surviving to Thriving brings you lessons from those who have learned the skills that you can use to move from surviving to thriving.
All right, so that's what we are here for. Every single Monday is talking about beyond surviving. And Sarah and I have done plenty of that, and I'm sure a lot of our guests also have done plenty of the surviving. Now we're crossing over to the thriving territory, and we would love to have our guests to share with you what lesson they get, and based on the theme of each month. And our theme for this month is confidence. How do you build your confidence? Is it something that it come naturally, or is it something that you cross over that barrier and to develop your self-worth and your personal powers and get to that territory is called confidence. So today we have Terry DeBusk. Thank you again, Terry, for being
You're
here.
welcome.
So Terry, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and I know I have a lot of questions, but before coming and becoming an award-winning travel advisor, you spent 20 years um, in call center and trucking.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
was quite a career shift.
Yeah, well, I was in call centers and I started in 98 at a call center, and I had just gotten married and needed a job, and I needed a job that paid well. So I was looking around and found an opportunity to jump in with UPS, a contractor for UPS. And I stayed there for 7 years, and I learned a lot about customer service there. And one of the things that I've realized since then is when I was learning about customer service, I also learned how much I enjoy helping people. And that's how I am now, travel advisor. Kind of just all kind of came through full circle. But I had a friend that after I had my career in the call centers, I was going to school and I wanted to get into the medical field and doing like X-ray technician or something like that. And I had a friend during my break that told me that there was an opportunity for me to come and work with him if I got my CDL, and he would help me do that. And so I just jumped in because it was such a good paycheck, and I just abandoned my whole college aspiration of doing the other stuff. And I started driving a truck for the post office as a contractor and drove mail from Norfolk, Virginia over to the Eastern Shore of Virginia for a few years. And then I came down to Florida in 2015, drove for a couple of companies delivering ice cream and construction material. And then the last 7 years I spent on the road in Orlando driving a shredding truck. And driving the shredding truck, the one thing that I learned there was simply just I still, like I said, I enjoy helping people. So sometimes people would just come up to me and ask me to shred stuff for them. Hey, I just got this little bag. Do you mind tossing that in? And I'd look and make sure that there wasn't any batteries or anything crazy in it, because batteries start fires in shredders,
Oh,
especially industrial
who would
shredders.
throw who would throw
Yeah,
battery into a bunch of paper with
lots of
writing in it?
people. You'd be
Really?
surprised the things that people. Oh,
Yeah.
there's nothing in there, and then I dump it, and there's beer cans and beer bottles and stuff where people were tossing stuff into a trash bin,
Oh,
and all
wow.
at the bottom was stuff that I couldn't see, and I'd have to climb in there and have to pull everything out.
Wow.
But I just enjoyed helping people, and I met a travel advisor a few years ago, and the funny thing is that she actually walked into the coffee this morning, and so I got to see her, got to give her a big hug and thank her for inspiring me to become a travel advisor. And she told me she had seen online that I had become a travel advisor and how proud she was of us and everything. So I'm glad to be back in touch with her, and I'm in touch with a lot of people lately in the last 2-3 years that have inspired me to have the confidence to start my own business and to jump in head first and really start doing what I've dreamed of doing for a long time, and that's being an entrepreneur. So
Yeah. So before we get to the entrepreneur part, I want to ask you, was it really hard when you first married and then you jump into the career that you're on the road all the time? Was it hard? Was Denise, your wife, worry about you constantly on the road? Was it like you did it for a number of years, right?
she had no clue what we went through on the road, and I wanted to bring her with me so bad just to show her, especially between the months of October and March, because when you're in Virginia during that time, the nor'easters come in,
Wow.
and crossing the Chesapeake Bay Bridge tunnel It's two tunnels and a high-rise bridge that you have to cross over to get from Virginia Beach over to the Eastern Shore. And three times during the few years that I was driving, trucks drove over the side, and the drivers, actually one driver survived, but the other drivers
I would
died.
worry sick if I,
Yeah,
yeah, I
and
mean, it's almost like going to the war zone.
she had no clue how dangerous it was and
Oh,
how
wow.
you come up out of the tunnel and the winds would
Yeah.
catch you, and if you weren't holding onto that steering wheel, it would push you right off
And
that.
if you're driving all day long, you must be completely tired.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So we'd do that twice a day. That we'd go over in the morning and then we'd come back later in the morning, and then we'd go back in the afternoon and
but
back
you
into the
probably
evening.
did enjoy that. That's
So,
why
oh, I
for
loved
a
it.
number of years.
I loved it.
It's
I
kind
didn't
of
love the
solitude though,
in
isn't
the
it?
beginning it was scary because you're going into a tunnel in a truck,
Yeah,
and it's two-way traffic in the tunnel.
right.
So when you have other trucks coming out towards you, you have to be over to the side.
Yeah.
And I mean,
But beside that, it's just very, I feel, didn't you feel like isolations or you feel, because you're a people person. I know you. You are
yeah,
very chatterable, you are very friendly, and you are very extrovert, I think. But I'm thinking driving a truck must be kind of lonely because I know you have something to call on the thing, but it's not the same, right?
oh
You're
no.
you. And how did you feel in those years? And have you ever imagined that you're gonna quit that and have a business someday?
Well, I always hoped that I have a business. I don't know where the dream came from other than maybe my grandfather. He
Mm.
was an entrepreneur, and he sort of started out at the beginning of um, his career after the war. He came in and started help kind of start Winn-Dixie to where it is now and everything,
Oh
or where it
wow.
was in the 80s really, because after he retired, it kind of went in different directions because the Win and the Dixie weren't part of it, and he wasn't part of it. So he was in the very beginning of it, and he always kind of inspired us to just do what we love and to work hard. So maybe that's where it came from. I guess as a kid, I didn't realize that, but I always had the dream. And one of my brothers is an entrepreneur and has been working for himself for like 20 years, and he was never hugely successful at everything, so it was really scary for me. So when I met somebody a couple years ago, he's an entrepreneur, and he was like, "So do you love what you do?" And I said, "Not really. It pays the bills." I was getting into my late 40s, and I was climbing in and out of a truck all the time and picking up heavy bags of shred and having to carry bins and stuff that were heavy, full of paper.
Oh,
And I was ready to find something new, but I didn't know what I was going to do. And the company that I worked for had no aspirations to get me out of the truck into an office. And so when
so is that a defined moment that you say, this is it, I am done doing that? Was
Yeah,
it
when I
COVID
met
or
Christina, the
anything?
travel agent, that was my defining moment, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. And
Uh-huh.
then my friend Ed, that is the second person I mentioned, he inspired me to do it, and he helped me come up with a way to do it. And I convinced my wife to sell our house and to pay off all of our bills, and we dove in head first with this. So I've been doing it
Was it
for
scary?
just about a year and a half. Oh yeah, absolutely terrifying. Are we going to be able to pay our bills? And
Yeah.
we have a 5-year-old that we're raising, and that's one of my things too, is I want to be able to spend more time with her. And I'd leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't get back till 7, 8 o'clock at night sometimes. And so I was missing her big milestones when she took her first steps and everything like that. I wasn't over the road where I was gone for days at a time, but I might as well have been, because by the time I got home, she was in bed, and
Yeah.
then I'd get up the next day, get to kiss
I
her
think
goodbye, and
I think our kids is pretty much the driving force of a lot of things, right? I remember I'm writing my second book now, and I remember back then the way that I get out of corporates again because I want to spend more time with my son. And sometimes you have a kid, and they just get you to think and doing things that you thought that you can never buy the time back. Doesn't matter how much money you make, but those
Right.
times gone, it's gone. So I'm
Yep.
glad that you took that decision. And she's
Oh
a
yeah.
cutie pie. She is absolutely an active and very, very cute.
I should have brought her to you on Saturday and just dropped her off because she was a challenge on Saturday.
I wasn't home on Saturday. Nice
You're going
try,
to
but
Lee's house. Goodbye. She was a challenge. I mean, she is a cutie pie, and she is sweet as can be when she is sweet as can be. But
yeah.
she was throwing tantrums and stuff on Saturday. So
It does make it life a little more challenging, right?
yeah, I mean, it's take the good with the bad, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, so we're back to the confidence, the word confidence. It's like a lot of time, I know when I first met you, you 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 have a lot of energy, you were very warm, but you tell me that you were not confident in public speaking or telling
Mhm.
people what you do. But in the course of a couple months, maybe 6 months, I have seen you turn around and you have done a lot of wonderful intro at the group that it just felt so natural. Can you tell me what pushed you? I mean, what kind of muscle that you exercise every week that push you to a point that you can build that confidence so easily now? I felt like I don't even think that you were scary or nervous or anything anymore, even though that sometimes you told me you still do, but
Oh
I
yeah.
see it.
I still have a little butterfly when I speak, like, but one of the things that I did is I joined the local South Lake Chamber of Commerce, and every Monday morning we have a coffee that we go to, and
Mm.
after about 30 or 45 minutes of just sitting around and chatting and everything at 9:30, they is it 9:30? It might be 9. I don't remember what time it is. I don't pay attention to the time much. But we all stand in a circle and everybody gets to talk about what their business is.
Yeah,
And so doing that has really helped me speak in public, and then presenting at 1 million cups a couple of times, and then also just constantly having the opportunity to do interviews. And I get people when I do, I've done booths at events and everything, and somebody will inevitably come up and just be like, "Tell me about your business," and stick a camera and a mic in my hand and a camera in my face. So it's sort of one of those
yeah,
trial by fire things, and it's really helped me. But being around a lot of people who are like-minded and just simply encouraging, and I have my friend Ed has continued to be a mentor for me, where he's always encouraging me to go for it and just to keep going
yeah.
on the days that are frustrating, and things don't work out the way that I want to and everything. He just encourages me to keep going.
Absolutely. I think the more you exercise that muscle, the easier it comes, right? It's just not,
Oh yeah.
and I think if you're passionate enough, it's going to come out very natural because you obviously love what you do. And when you love what you do, you don't even have to think twice what you're going to say because you can have plenty of things to say about what you do. So tell us a little bit about being in a travel entrepreneurship for the last, what, 9
Year and
months?
a half. Yeah, year and a
Year and a
half.
half. Oh, okay.
So March. I quit my job March 17th,
Okay.
2025. I gave them a 4-week notice, and I thought that I was doing them a favor, but I was just being overly nice to them. Really, I should have just given them the 2 weeks, but that's just the way I was, because I was the only experienced driver that they had.
Mm,
But yeah, I quit my job on the 17th of March, and on Monday, the what was that, the 20th, I guess, of March, I started downloading all the stuff that I needed and doing training and everything. And I really didn't know what I was doing, but I knew what I was getting myself into, in the sense of I did a lot of research on cruise planners. And I chose cruise planners because cruise planners has been in business for over 30 years. So they've built up relationships with cruise lines and other travel vendors all over the world over those 30 years. And so we have a reputation. So when I bought into cruise planners as a franchisee, now I have that reputation behind me. So when I contact a vendor and I say, "Hey, I'm Terry from Cruise Planners, I have some questions," that name has some oomph behind it.
Yeah.
So
So what made
I'm
you
glad.
pick to be a travel agent? I mean, there's so many business franchise out there, but what made you decide to be a cruise planner?
So when I met Christina a couple years ago, and Christina was the travel agent that I met and ended up running into today. And Denise met her first, and Denise says, I met this travel agent today. I think you really need to talk to her about, being a travel agent, because I think it would be something that you would really like.
Hmm.
So Denise got me her number, and
So
we
the
texted
seed,
back and
huh?
forth. Yeah, she put the seed out, and then so Christina, her daughter was in the same daycare as our daughter. So we were both parents dropping off and picking up. And most of the time you're like, oh, hey, and you don't really have a relationship with those people. But Christina stood out from all the other parents, and she just was really friendly. And then also got to know Denise a little bit and said what she did. So when she said she was a travel agent and I went and met with her, I was really wanting to be able to jump into it. I looked into it, and I understood some, but I didn't understand a whole lot, in the sense of, you book travel, and you typically book travel 6 to 12 months out.
Yeah.
So you're not getting paid for 6 to 12 months. So that's something that I understood, but didn't realize a whole lot of. So some of the first, 6 to 12 months of my tenure here with cruise planners, was tough, because I'm really not pulling any money in or anything like that. So we're having to just watch our nickels and dimes and everything, and just making sure that we don't go crazy on a lot of things. But also at the same time, we had training to do, and I wanted to do certain things like learn more about different cruise lines and everything. At first, I thought that I was just going to do anything travel, and then I went to a sales academy in February, and really fast I realized, there's no way that I can. Sorry, Abigail just came home, so I thought she was coming in my door. Um, but I realized really fast that I can't do everything travel. That I need to focus in on something, and so I chose to focus in on cruises, because that's where my passion is. I enjoy cruising. I enjoy building relationships with people as well, and that's why a travel advisor. But I enjoy traveling by cruise and going out on cruises and everything. So I chose to stick with cruising as
Okay, so since we
my niche.
last talked, you tell me that you can actually do all of the booking for hotel, for plane, train,
Oh yeah.
whatever. Are you still be able to do that, or you now step away and just focusing on your cruise line only?
I could still do hotels and stuff like that, because booking hotels is part of what we do for people anyway. Because most people aren't from Florida, so everybody from Florida, sure, you can pretty much. I go to Miami the day before, and I get a hotel, but a lot of people who live in Florida, they're like, why am I going to get a hotel when I live in Florida? I can just drive the day up. So, but everybody who comes from another state, they really need to come the day before. So, booking hotels is part of what we do. So, I can do that. When it comes to flights, booking the hotel and flights together is the only way I'll do it, because flights won't get me anywhere unless I have a hotel hooked up to it. So, I can't work completely for free. As much as I'd like to be able to help everybody out, I can't completely work for free.
That's fair. You're in business, not you're not in charity.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's definitely fair. So tell us a little bit about the confidence zone. Like I know when you change into a new industry. I mean, I'm speaking for myself as well. From one identity, and then you step into a completely new industry while you're learning, and while you're also not selling but sharing what you learn. Um, what kind of confidence you have while you're learning on one hand and you're trying to advise on the other hand, and how does that journey have gear you from a year ago until now? I mean, does knowing more in the industry also help build a lot of confidence as you
Oh
talk
yeah.
to people?
Yeah, learning the industry has really helped a lot. One of the things that I've done is I've also narrowed down what I'm learning. So I market mainly 3 cruise lines, and then when when anybody calls me, I will point them in the direction of one of those 3 cruise lines if they don't have an idea of what they're doing.
Tell
So
us what
that's
3
built
cruise
my
line,
confidence.
which
So Royal Caribbean for the
my
family,
favorite line, actually,
people
that's
with
the one.
kids and everything. And then the people who don't want as many kids, I'd send them on Celebrity. The adults who are probably 35 and above because
Mm,
it's more sophisticated and everything.
okay.
There's less people, less kids, and then there's a lot more staff on the Celebrity cruise line. So you get spoiled a little bit more. So when I send couples out, I send them on Celebrity because you get spoiled a little more
Okay.
and you have that opportunity for romantic getaways without having a bunch of kids running around and everything. Then Princess for the younger couples because Princess is still less kids.
Uh-huh.
But there is some stuff to do on there, but there's just not as many kids on there. So Princess, and plus I just like the line and everything. So I just recently booked a couple that I know, and it's hard to believe that I booked them because this girl that I booked, her husband is who called me, but I've known her since she was probably about 9 or something like that, and now
Wow.
she's grown up and married and everything, and it's like, how is that? I just don't get it. Where'd the
Trust
time
me,
go? You were
it
the
happens.
little 9-year-old.
Wait until wait until Abigail turn around and she's 18 or 20, and you're gonna be amazed how fast the time goes by.
Well,
It just
I know. I mean, I have 2 boys that are grown, so I know the time goes by fast.
yeah.
So they're in their 20s. So I remember when they were born, and it just seems like yesterday that they were born. So
Mhm.
I understand that. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to do what I'm doing. Also, that's one of the things that gave me the confidence to do it because I know how fast time goes, and so when I'm taking Abigail to school in the morning or somewhere else, now since she's 5, she wants to do things on her own. So she wants to put her seatbelt on. She wants to close the door and everything. I always open the door for her because I want her to expect that when she gets older. But she takes like 5 minutes sometimes, and she's like, "Hey, Dad," da, 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 and she just starts talking about some random thing, and the inside of me, I'm sitting there going, "Can you just shut up and can you just put your seatbelt on and let's get on?" But I know these moments are a blink, and she's gonna be 20 one day, and I'm gonna miss her sitting there taking
You're
10
gonna have
minutes.
to make an appointment to talk to her.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna call her and see, like, please call me back, and she's gonna take a
Yes,
week to
yes,
call me back if she calls me back. I mean,
absolutely.
my son calls me, but my oldest son calls me, but it's like trying to get in touch with him is like, you know. So I understand. So I'm just trying to enjoy the time when she's young and be patient and everything. So I just kind of sit there and take a deep breath. Uh-huh. Oh, that's amazing. And she talks about lizards. Always wants me to go out back and chase lizards with her. So I get up and go out back and chase lizards with her. So
Lizard. I remember my son used to love earthworm. Every time I go to the garden, that's all he cares about. He go dig earthworm, and then
yeah,
go play with the earthworms. And those moments, like right here, but they're just precious. Treasure them. So I know that confidence is something you also teach your kids how to obtain that as well, right? I mean, I think the moment that we was like, okay, just get on the car and go, you kind of shut the confidence down because now they're not allowed to talk and they're not. So
yeah,
that's just like a lot of hidden message that we sometimes adult not realizing that what we do can actually affecting the child's confidence as well. Because like I said earlier, we are born with confidence. And that's how toddlers, they fall down, they get up, and they bang into places, they get up because they have the innate
right.
confidence that was given. And then, we get an accident, and then the parents are, no, 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 don't do this. No, 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 don't do that. And then eventually we become less and less confident about ourselves because we keep constantly being told, oh no, you can't say that. Oh no, you can't do that. But
Mhm.
we have to unlearn and relearn. What about confidence? Maybe pick and choose. Of course, we're not going to walk into a ditch and say that we're going to have confidence doing that. But yeah, it's just fascinating how we can actually develop that confidence or um, diminish it without even noting it. So back to the cruise. So if there's a one biggest lesson from last year, a year and a half ago, that you just step into this territory, if there's one lesson that you can share with us, what would that be? Being in the uncomfortable zone and now getting a little more familiar with that, and what kind of advice you can give us about cruise line, about things that we can confidently say, okay, maybe it's not as scary as people sound about the epidemic, about the whatever on the cruise line, or get stuck, or you don't get to do a lot of things. You're just on the boat. Just like a lot of people don't see cruise as a fun thing. I know I have divided family that some love cruises and some other, especially young people, they think like, why do I want to confine in a place, just eating all the time? I was like, you're just not eating all the time. They drop you into places that you can explore. But what would you tell people that the confidence that if they're going to do as a group with our ages, they still can have fun, that is a little bit for everybody?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's karaoke and there's different shows and show times and everything. The karaoke, even if you're not going to get up and go and sing and everything, it's fun to go watch because a lot of times people are drinking and they're just out and living their best life. So
Yeah.
it's just pure entertainment, even if you're not going to get up and sing and everything. But there's all sorts of things to do. The casinos on board and different shows and shopping and everything. So you can wear yourself out, pretty
I
well during.
remember they have rock climbing, zip
Oh yeah,
lining,
so,
all kind
yeah.
of,
Some ships have zip lining, and most of the royal ships have rock climbing and
yes.
everything. So for the young people, that's exactly what I
Hmm.
tell them. And then Royal Caribbean also has the Aqua Show, which is a pretty amazing show
Yeah.
um, to watch and everything. And then they have different ice skating shows. So kind of, I'm trying to think. I went to an ice skating thing with Scott Hamilton just like 30 years ago, and I'm trying to think of what
Wow.
Stars on Ice or something like that. And that's
Yeah.
basically what it's like. I mean, they're doing all sorts of crazy stuff and they're on ice, doing it.
It's
It's
just,
pretty amazing.
they have to keep constantly innovating something new, because if you're on the cruise, you already see that,
Oh
5 years, they have to reinvent something different to get you back on. So,
right.
yeah.
So
So,
then when you go to the ports, and there's different things to do in every single port.
mhm,
So whether you're going to Nassau or whether you're going to Grand Turk or whether you're going to Grand Cayman, there's a lot of different things to do in every single port.
mhm,
So you can just kind of explore and do things on your own, or you can actually pay for excursions and do those excursions. So
yeah.
and have a blast. I mean, I've had my best times doing the excursions, especially when you go snorkeling. They take
But
you to
you
some
have to,
beautiful places.
I know you're living a very, very tough life right now. So
It's rough.
you have to sample every cruise that you recommend for the people. Do you
I want to, and I would cruise even more. I have 3 booked right now,
Okay.
and there's another one that I'm trying to convince Denise to let me go on, and that one's in November. It's
Okay.
a, it's a it's an entrepreneurial
Right.
podcasting cruise. And I
Oh.
heard about it last week, and it's a 7-day cruise. And I'm like, hey, Denise, there's this great opportunity.
Well, I'm sure you got a lot of discount being
Well,
the insider, right?
I would be able to get it for a better price than what they have it for. But I think that what they did is they took the price of the cruise and then they jacked up some of the prices because it's a conference too. So they jacked up. So when you pay them, you're paying them for everything, and then they pay the cruise line the smaller fee and everything. You're paying them for all the conference stuff, the books and the name tags and all that, the experience of being with a bunch of, I think it's like 150 entrepreneurs that are going to be on there. So
Wow, it's a great opportunity for networking, for
exactly.
collaborating, for
And
getting
that's what I want to do in the
people.
future
Uh-huh.
is stuff like that.
Mm.
So that's why I'm gonna try to talk her into it. But I do also have to find a roommate because she can't go with me. So
How come?
so
Oh, if she
because
can't go.
she
No, but
can't go
yes,
with
she
me
can.
because she's in the middle of school.
That's right.
So
That's
yeah.
right. Well, you
But
got a way of living life, either the truck all the way or cruise all the way.
I mean,
Next up is probably gonna flying all the way.
yeah, well, I mean, we're going to Athens, so we're flying to Athens next month. So
That
that's
sounds
gonna be
fun.
fun.
Wow. So what a change of gear of your career, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So any words of wisdom for people who felt stuck or they feel like they can't get out of what they do and they are so afraid of doing something new? Any word of advice, any words of wisdom that you can share with our audience?
Really just do it. I hate to use that that term because of who it represents, but it just get out there and do it. Whether or not you can quit your job, that's another thing. Because I was lucky enough to have a wife that was supportive enough and was willing to do what we did. So when we sold our house, we were able to make some money that way and pay off all of our bills. So we don't have any credit card bills or car payments or anything like that. So, but if you can't do something like that, starting something small and just starting with something small on the side, whether it be travel advisors, a lot of travel advisors start, on the side where they
Yeah.
just buy into it and then they do it part-time in the evening and then they work their way up and then eventually they're able to quit their job and
Yeah.
do it. But
No, I think you got it. You hit it the nail on the head. A confidence to do something is one thing, but make sure that you have a backup plan. In your case, you have to have some sort of stability income, right? And the same
oh yeah.
kind of with me. One of the spouses got to make sure that you have a regular. Uh, I mean, I'm not saying that don't leave the dream, but make sure you build the dream while you still have a life vest, and not just.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, a lot of people, what I know that are business owners, they all struggle with confidence and I'm better at building them up than I am building myself up.
Yeah.
So that's why I surround myself with people like you, because I don't know you, Sarah, but I'm sure you would inspire me too, because I didn't know a lot about you until I saw the intro and everything, and that's an amazing story, and I'd love to talk to you about that sometime. But has truly inspired me and really given me the confidence to do what I do, and I love being able to be around her and so many other great people that I meet through the chamber and 1 Million Cups, because they inspire me to be confident and to do what I do and to keep rolling every single day.
Yeah, you said it right because a lot of time we don't see the greatness in ourselves. And same thing with you. I always surround myself with the community that uplifting. People see your potential more than you see your own potential.
Yeah.
And sometime once you start seeing that, when we start acting it, then we're time to give back. Then it's time to go out and see somebody who need that nudge or that encouragement. Be generous with your confidence, because if you are giving or nudging or uplifting others, you're going to see that ripple effect. And I have said that I benefit from so many people who just have faith in me where I didn't have faith on myself. And yeah, we had a really good community in our area, and I'm sure wherever you are, you can find a community, find the people that have the leadership skill, that servant leader heart, and be around them. Just rub off that confidence. This is something
Right.
that you have to learn and build. And don't be afraid, because we are going to make mistakes one way or the other. But if we're watching other people, learn from other people, then less chance for us to make our own. So
Oh,
Terry,
yeah.
I want to say thank you so much again for being here to share with us your story, your confidence, how you build your business, and how do you step out of that years of trucking, driving, center calling, business career, and then be a fun person, fun guy, get a fun career, and um, booking people for memorable trips and that kind of thing that is very rewarding, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you have a lot of not so fun story, because trips always sometimes got challenges.
Oh, there's challenges, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm here for
Uh-huh.
is a lot of people will say, well, I don't need you. I can just go online and book. So, well, I can save you money, and I can also handle crises.
Yeah.
So if you're in another country and something happens, you pick up the phone and call me, and I make the arrangements for you to help you out to
And
get
do
you
you
back home
charge
if
any
you have
extra,
to.
Terry, for doing all of that?
No, I don't charge extra for stuff like that. So what we do is we earn a commission based off of what the cruise planners has built a relationship with the cruise
Yeah.
line, so they get top commissions.
Yeah.
So we get a commission, and then I give some of my commission back to cruise planners for now. But
Okay.
that's why I keep mentioning my goals and everything when I'm at the chamber meetings, is because if I can start hitting all these goals, eventually I can go from 3% down to 0% giving back to cruise planners, and I can take every single penny and then give it back to my clients in many different ways. Because there's all sorts of things that you can do for your clients
Yeah.
as a travel advisor when they go on a cruise. Doing different things like onboard
Right.
credits and gifts and everything.
So it's all about information. Lots of people
Mm-hmm.
don't know. They think that, oh, if I'm going to a travel advisor, probably gonna have to charge more or pay more. But yeah, I agree with you. Until people understand how it works, don't be afraid to reach out and talk to people. I'm doing the same thing. If I'm writing a policy, the client don't pay me anything. It's the company who's paying me the
Right.
commission that we earn from the company. So that's how it works. So don't be afraid to reach out, to have question. Go to somebody who can actually help you solve the problem. It's free.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you go to Royal Caribbean, you find the price of say $9.99. I'm going to give you that same $9.99 price, or I might save you a little money depending on what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
Because we get deals all the time that are exclusive to cruise planners, and I saved somebody $100. He booked with Royal Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
He switched it to me, and immediately I looked, and it was $100 cheaper for me. So. And he
It's
was happy with that $100. That's $100 in his pocket.
Well, it's not just the money. If there's a headache, somebody else is gonna bang the head for you. You don't have to
Right,
bang it yourself.
right.
Oh, Terry caught me one time. I was really literally banging
Oh
my
yeah,
because I was going through the hotel and this is online, and we're so got used to train by going to some of those travel sites,
oh yeah.
and then you can't get to a human to come and help you if there's the glitches. So yeah, so now if remember, if you need something, go to a travel agent, and if you're around here, call Terry. Oh, Terry, how do people reach you if they need? Do you help all over the country or
Oh,
just
yeah. As long as somebody's within the United States, I can help them.
okay?
So I can help them they can reach out to me at my website, debusktravels.com.
Okay,
And then they could also reach out to me at my phone number of 407-378-4067.
okay.
I'm
Well,
on
there you
Facebook
go.
and Instagram. I just joined TikTok and I just posted TikTok for the first time today. So we'll see how that
I
rolls. I didn't want to, but then a friend of mine pointed out how
Did you
I think it's
dance? Did you move?
30% of people 55 and above are
They
on
are
TikTok.
now?
And I was like,
Really?
yeah,
I deleted TikTok years ago
yeah,
because of the security problem, but that's back then. But yeah, I think older people now are just climb on that TikTok bus.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to be on TikTok, but I
Yeah,
looked
whatever, get you
and
visibility, do
if it
it.
gives me visibility, I'll do it. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm, I'm
So to
learning the social
close it,
marketing.
Terry.
I'm learning all the social marketing and media stuff, and I built myself an AI avatar on one of the AI sites and everything, and
Okay,
it's pretty impressive. So it gave me this background. So
nice. You know what? Never stop learning, right? Never stop.
no,
Yeah.
always
There's
learn.
a lot of fascinating things out there, and don't be afraid to get into a new territory because the more you adventure yourself, the more confidence you're going to build. And final words, Terry. If Sarah want to ask you something, but my final words is, what is one advice you can give to people that they can do if they are thinking about stepping into something new, something different, something that's scary? What would that be?
Finding a mentor. So you could find a mentor, whether it be in local areas, or you can just look up entrepreneurial uh, websites and groups on
Yeah,
Facebook and such, and you can find people who are entrepreneurial. There are people everywhere that want to do their own thing, and whether it be or just a local business person that you happen to meet because you get your lawn care done and it's a small business. If
yeah,
it's a small business, you meet that person, you have coffee with them, and then they can introduce you to other entrepreneurs who
yeah.
are going to help give you the confidence to do what you want to do.
Yep, great advice. Believe it or not, there's a lot of kind people out there that
Oh yeah,
would help
because
you.
they were in the same boat at one point. Most entrepreneurs didn't start out like my friend Zane. My friend Zane was 6 years old, had his first business, and he's been an entrepreneur his whole life. You
Yeah,
know, and I'm like, no, not most people aren't like my friend Zane. They all have to go through the rolling of getting their first job and working their first jobs, and whether it be like fast food or convenience store cashiers and just going through all the ropes and then eventually finding a career and working that career for a period of time before they're able to go out on their own.
absolutely.
Mm.
Sarah, any final words?
Yeah, I'd like to ask you, Terry, uh, whether it's the confidence or courage, how do you build it in order to help you to get out from the job that you really don't have a passion anymore? So what is it? Is it courage or is it confidence?
I think it was courage because I had to have the courage to do it in the first place, and surrounding myself with like-minded people was how I got the courage to do it. And then my wife, of course. I mean, you met her last week. You see how amazing she is. So she really gave me the courage to do it too, because she wanted to see me succeed, and she wanted to see me happy, and she sees a huge difference in me. I'm not exhausted every single night when I come home, and I get to spend a lot of time with Abigail. I can just take time to do things. So when she's working hard, doing everything that she's trying to do with working for the college and then also doing her own business, I
Yeah.
can take Abigail out and I take her on trips and stuff. And it helps.
Lighten the load, isn't it? But because
Yeah.
she now has
So
you.
we're a
So
team.
yeah, yeah.
So sometimes she
Mhm.
takes Abigail and I go do something,
Right.
and sometimes, I take Abigail and she does what she needs to do. And sometimes that's just sit on the couch and watch a TV show. So because she works probably 80 hours, if not more, a week.
Uh,
So
yeah.
Just so if you forgot, she was the plant doctor that if she was here last week and
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All
I only
right.
call her doctor when I'm being smart. Yeah. Oh yes, doctor. That's where this black eye came from that you can't see anymore. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, goodness,
Well,
Terry.
congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's great to meet you, Sarah.
Nice to meet you too.
We'll meet sometime face to face, I hope.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in Tampa Bay.
I'm gonna have to invite you to Claremont one of these days.
Yeah, when you have something special, let me know. I'll
Yeah.
come.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm trying to build something special for her, so we'll see if we can get her on a cruise ship as an author and not just a
Well, if you got me a free cruise ship, I'll be jumping on anytime.
so well, I just need you
Oh,
to invite people because you're the
mm,
one that knows everybody who reads your book and
yeah, my second one's coming, so
yeah.
that's gonna be a little bit of planning to do. So
Oh, I'm
yeah, I'm
excited
looking
for you.
forward to somehow work with you or collaborate with you at some capacity, Terry. I'm
Oh
looking
yeah.
forward to that.
And I look forward to. I bought the book on audio because or Audible because I don't like reading. So, and
You have? When?
I'm glad that yeah, I bought it last week. So I'm glad that you're the one that actually does the narrating. So I get to hear your voice. So very familiar.
Well,
Awesome.
thank you for the support. I had no idea
Yeah.
you just, yeah. Well, make sure you let me know what you think. And then, oh, wow, I feel honored. I feel, thank you. I don't know what to
You're
say.
welcome.
All right. So one more week of confidence and self-worth. In July, we're going to be concluded. But I want to say thank you for the DeBusk team that taking turn to share with us their experience, their life journey, and how they build confidence. And there you have it. If you need any cruise travel plan, please do not hesitate to reach to Terry. He's the nicest guy I've ever met, and he will talk to you. He will help you whether you book with him or not. Any question, just call him. He will pick up the phone. Right, Terry?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you again, and we will
You're
see you
welcome. And
at
thanks
a
for having me
resort.
on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for
Thank
coming by
you
the
for
last
having,
minute. Yeah.
thank you for being with us.
Yes, ma'am. It was nice to meet you, Sarah.
Thank you. Same here, Terry.
Good night.
Good night. Have a good night.